though La Traviata has been in the standard repertoire, or what we would call the standard repertoire, for a very long time, it's important that we can keep questioning why these stories are important for modern audiences, and also for modern artists to be presenting them. One of the most interesting things as I've been working on Traviata is this question of who gets to tell this story, because it's based on a real woman and her real experience of the world in 19th century France. Her name was Marie Duplessis. She was a courtesan and she had a relationship with Alexandre Dumas fils, and he subsequently wrote about it, and it became the basis of a very popular and kind of scandalous novel and play. The composer, Giuseppe Verdi, saw the play and knew immediately that he wanted to set it to music.
Traviata was not well received on its opening night, and Verdi himself wondered if it was his writing, if it was the merits of the piece, if the piece wasn't as good as he thought it was. He was wise enough, fortunately, to say, time will tell, ultimately, whether it was this set of circumstances and this opening that defined the work, or whether the work will find its way. And of course we all know that it more than found its way. But it's quite interesting to think back to the idea that people didn't immediately that first night say, what a masterpiece, which of course it is.
I think the thing that I come away with is it's not just, men telling a woman's story where the female experience has been negated because men are telling the story. I think it's a story about men and women. The tragic figure in La Traviata is not just Violetta, it's also Alfredo and also his father.
It relies totally on having three enormously compelling, complex, wonderful singers.
Certain roles of masculinity and what it takes to be a good person, male or female, certain lessons are painful to learn. And Alfredo and his father both have to learn them. So I really don't know that it's like a woman's story. I think that does it a disservice. It's a story about how men and women act together and how we can be better to each other and how we have to be humble when goodness doesn't look like what we expected it to look like.
If La Traviata would possibly be your first opera experience ever, you will not be disappointed. There's not a greater opera to see for the first time. It has everything an opera should have, needs to have, can have. The best music, the best story, wonderful singing, fabulous sets, great costumes. It's the thing to see if you've never seen an opera before.